Good morning, afternoon or evening. Today I'm covering a replay of a video of a game which was played with Lionfang. Wherever we are there, me and Lionfang playing here. Lionfang is the purple player. I'm in yellow at the top of the map. It's quite an interesting match because there's a lot of action going on in the north where me and Lion are fighting, and quite a lot throughout the rest of the front line as well, because the map itself means that almost everyone is frontline. You can see there's a slight gap in the middle here, but there's only two players who are really backline, and even top to bottom there's always some frontline action all game. And during the game I didn't have much time to pay attention to what was going on elsewhere, but it does prove to be quite an interesting game. So you can see this game I've gone Asia. I've just gone to the Bronze Age, started setting up my food production and everything, getting a bit slow on the population upgrade to start it. Lionfang is going to getting attacked here by a lot of macemen. Our allies in the south are facing a somewhat forward base really, and they're currently just fighting with animals and such, but the warriors are here, not upgraded at all, which means that these also not upgraded slingers probably going to do a good job of getting rid of them, but he is training lots of warriors there. Would be better if he upgraded his slingers, but it doesn't look like he has any intention of doing so. Unfortunately for Lion here, these macemen are on their way, and Lion hasn't really managed to build up much of an army or towers here, and there's more coming. This player up here has actually got a few workers that are idle, doesn't have enough food probably. Not much going on elsewhere currently. But the macemen are speeded up there because the macemen do move around very slowly. He kills a few workers before realising he can just go straight for the town hall. Over here our allies are attacking with quite a large swarm of the warriors who are fully upgraded, I think, with the speed boost upgrade. And they're going in. There are loads of workers here to target. So again, this Europe player doesn't have a farm either. Bit odd. This player up here doesn't have a farm. Not sure if that's a new meta or something which I've missed. This is the problem with Asia. The buildings have so low armor that macemen deal with it super easily. And he didn't manage to repair just in time, so we lose our player here. Lion's gone, meaning that I'm kind of separated again. You can see that now I'm alone in the top against this guy and this orange player in a way, because the yellow player is quite far. He does send warriors up, but it's a bit late to really make a difference in the fight there. I wonder if he's upgraded his slingers. Still no upgrades on his slingers. He didn't upgrade the macemen either. Over here, they've managed to deal with all the warriors. Not too much. Actually, there's quite a few workers that died there. Let's just check out. This guy, he has how many workers? He's got plenty of workers. I think he had more than enough workers before, but lost quite a few anyway. So going back to me. See that my most obvious enemy up here is spamming horses. He's clearing out animals, preparing his base. I'm going for spearmen. I quite enjoy doing the heavy spearmen and such with Asia. Fast spam, even though they're slightly worse than the EU heavy spears, or probably quite a bit worse. Yeah, quite quiet along the front line currently. Most of the fighting is happening in the enemy bases, or not at all. So just mostly killing animals because there's so many of them. But here you can see that the spearman changes really save me. These horse units are going in, but I make the spearmen just in time to stop the majority of his horses, slow them down, meaning that my spearmen can kill them. Only a few horse archers get in. I set up a few towers. Here's the same story. Actually, it's not that bad. I just stopped the fight there by accident. But yeah, you can see that my spearmen slow down his horses and block these two choke points, meaning that I can quite quickly stop his entire first push with these horses. It's a bit of a worrying situation because I've only just got my towers up, but I've just got to Iron Age. My enemy is Oh no, he's still Bronze Age. Oh. Yeah, my enemy's still Bronze Age, okay. Yeah, my enemy's still Bronze Age, so he's an age behind and I'm already going medieval. Which is interesting, seeing as I guess that's because he's going for the horses, they're just too expensive. If we switch to his perspective... is it this one? I can't tell. No, this isn't him. Because the characters don't show up. These characters don't show up in the tabs, they're just dots, so it's going to have to find them. But yeah, you can see that his food economy is destroyed because of these horses. Even though he has 20 Stone Age workers. If he had fishing, he would have been fine. 10 fishing boats I think would have been enough, but he hasn't gone for fishing. Probably because it takes up more population maybe, and he's trying to spam horses. Either way, it's not really working out for him. He's only just going for the Iron Age. I'm the same. I'm 30% medieval, he's 30% Iron Age. Switching back to my point here. You can see my allies are running around mostly in the middle, but in the south here, as Mr. Daily Beneza has pointed out, they are breaking his wall. Sometimes the walling in this game from allies really confuses me. They knocked out the wall there, when they could have just gone around. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure what happened there. Our enemies destroyed the wall when they could have just gone around it into the. I'm really not sure. You can see that I'm starting to push back a little bit. I've got my heavy spearman now. He's still spamming the Bronze Age horses. He has tried to go for the barracks. I didn't really need this upgrade. I should have just gone for the spearman. This one doesn't help me right now because I've already got a backlog of units stored up because my economy is struggling because I'm moving medieval. I managed to push him back from my base for a second, giving my economy a second to recover so he's not fighting in my barracks. A bit of a problem here because the spearman that destroyed the wall must have been upgraded into the Ashigaru, sorry, Eastern Asian Ashigaru. And there's a Bronze Age player here who's not going to be medieval soon. So if he just rushes his town hall, there really is nothing he can do, I don't think. Our allies do have some units, so if he just spams all his workers on repairing, this is definitely going to be a moment where if he doesn't spam all his workers on repairing, he's dead. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like he has the resources or something. Yeah, for some reason he's not killing him. He should be just spamming his town hall. Just spam right-clicking his town hall to kill him. But his Ashigaru's a Q attacking, so there we go. Yeah, now he's going to the town hall. And yeah, he didn't have any wood to repair with. So unfortunately we lose another teammate in the south. But I've now hit medieval, and my enemy has only just started the medieval upgrade a few seconds ago. He is destroying my barracks, meaning there's more breaches into my base. I have started construction of a anti-horse wall, so that even if he does break here, he could just go for the houses obviously, but I can repair from there. Because I've got some vision. Actually no, I don't have vision right now because he's tower pushing me. To the Ashigaru, we're going into this player's base, but he is medieval so he can't die to the Ashigaru, I don't think. 8 damage, yeah, they can't damage his town hall, which is good. Our allied macemen are going in, fighting European spearmen. It's a bit late really, I don't know if he's going to do much damage here. Just stalling this player, making sure he's not pushing. There's some enemy legionaries pushing in as well with this Asia player. Legionaries are really hard to deal with for an Asia player. Heavy archers do a good job, but you need quite a lot of them, and he's going to be spearmen, which are, I think they're unupgraded spearmen as well. Let me just double check, because I've upgraded mine. Yeah, they're unupgraded spearmen fighting legionaries, who I think might be upgraded. I'm not sure about legionaries' stats to be honest, but yeah, this is not a good matchup, and he's probably going to be able to brute force his way in if he just keeps spamming them, and he is. See, for me, it's going okay. These heavy spearmen managed to weather the horse archers really well. I can't see the prices here, but if I go to his thing, yeah, he's spamming the horse archers because he can't afford the wood cost. He's going all in on his food economy, I think. And he's going medieval, so he's really struggling with these horses. If it was a greater distance, maybe this would be better, but because I'm so close, My spearmen get to his base pretty much at the same time he's able to attack me, so it's a pretty big drawback to using horses en masse at such close range, because it takes a little while for him to get the economy to get these horses, and he's not making use of their fast speed, other than running away from my infantry. But because I've got this horse wall now, he can't actually get in my base without destroying the houses. But also, I think it's quite good here because he's not making the horse spearmen, they're just the horsemen. He's making only horse archers, which really struggle to destroy buildings, obviously. Yeah, and you can see here that the legionaries are actually dead. I wonder what happened here. I feel like they just got worn down. You can see how many bodies there is, you know. 2 legionaries, maybe 10, 15 Asian units. So, yeah, they just weathered through. You can see our enemies are making use extensively of the fishing, except from the one I'm fighting. Our allies are not making extensive use of fishing. There's only really 2 players who are fishing and me. But now I'm running into some problems with my wood economy because the only wood line I've got left is breaking the gap in my wall. And trying to use this wood line just resulted in me losing a few workers. So I'm getting cornered here by his towers. But now because I'm Western Asia, I should start making more workers, but I can now start making ballistas to push back as well. This is a good thing about Asia, they can make siege weapons without building a siege workshop, you know, as Europe has to, so they can respond to tower pushes a bit easier. Mainly Western Asia, I think, because Eastern Asia isn't. Their springolds and rocket cannons aren't that good against dealing with towers, because they're quite relatively small targets, quite high health at normal, like you can see here. It's not really doing that much damage, and it has to be within range of the tower, so it's actually a perfect example, a perfect time, how the siege of Eastern Asia kind of struggles. But the ballistas, which I'm building now actually, they do a lot more damage, they're quite accurate, and they can outrange towers, so they're just a really good option for Western Asia. So you can see here that, ironically, no troop, no help is sending troops into a base where his allies have no troops, so I'm not sure why he's helping, but we've got some horses here who got in, didn't manage to destroy any workers really, as the workers got to hide away. Doesn't have the speed upgrade, I don't think. No, maybe he does. Not played the game for a little while. See here, I'm now trying to stall him, running into his base, dealing damage, and killing workers as much as possible. I'm really my economy is really fragile right now. Trying to get it up, building these ballistas, splitting my workers off so I can hit his horses, slow them down, and my other ones can go away. I tried to go for his food economy, but he's quite smart that he walled it off here. If you put it in the corner, you could use half as many walls, but it's not too expensive, and it stops most units going to hurt him. In the south, you can see that our enemies, my allies, are having some huge problems fighting off these Azaps from Western Asia. We've got archers from my ally here in the yellow, he's able to help out. They're trying to wall off, but this kind of walling is really bad because one explosive unit breaks the trees anywhere and they can just get in around the whole wall. It's also very hard to defend this kind of wall. But I guess it's okay in the earlier ages, it's just really expensive. You can see quite a lot of workers are idling for red right now. You've got these squads and the Sabas splitting up. I feel like together they'd be better because the Sabas could soak up some of the tower damage as well. So what they should be doing really is just going both straight in and destroying his houses maybe. But the Sabas are doing a great job of that by themselves really. You can see they actually don't do that bad in building damage. 5 building damage and there's quite a few of them, so it's not awful. I don't know why the squads are going after the towers. They should really be just going straight into the housing. You can see the Ashigaru are harassing the workers further. I now have more and more heavy spears. My economy is getting quite strong. I'm getting the Damascus steel upgrade, so when I can afford it, I can go straight to Azaps and be upgraded on that front. He does run away with the little workers over here to harvest, so like as if I went over here, which is really smart because that means I haven't discovered this point yet, and he knows that I haven't been there because he hasn't seen any of my units there. So it's a good choice for him. I'm destroying his stables, meaning he has to rebuild them, and I know his economies must be struggling now. I've killed loads of workers. his horses are expensive, so I know destroying a stable is just going to be another major setback for him. Our allies have managed to push back, push these Ashigarus out. There must have been a big fight somewhere, and the workers are back to work. Yeah, you can see here now that the samurais are doing what these squads should have done, and the squads are fighting archers. Not a bad option for them. They have 10 average armor and the archer to 13, so most of the time the archers would do a good damage, but they do have a good chance to block off a lot of the damage. But I feel like squads are just really better at dealing with buildings, not fighting other units, just because their damage is good, but their building damage is what really makes them good. Still, attacking towers isn't really a great option, I don't think. Yeah, you can see here I'm just again focusing workers and such, everything I can get to, just kind of clear out his base. I'm pushing my own towers now, and you can see at this time now that the guy who killed my friend Lion has sent axemen, and quite a lot of them, and I don't notice until you'll see these spearmen turn, all these workers run away. Here we go, now I notice. I'm trying to set up towers. I destroy the tower to save the resources. Luckily, I don't think he gets any of my workers here, but my base is open. If he had gone in, he could destroy a lot. Again, the spam pings, you can see that our allies are being attacked. Don't see the workers there in the way. But the axemen, I managed to deal with them quite well because my economy allows me to spam out so many of these units. It does give my enemy a breather, and this ballista's kind of stuck out in the open, but I do destroy his axemen because I had such a big army just spawning, so the timing of the attack was kind of poor. He could have teamed with someone else, but he quits there on his failed attack, which is unfortunate. If they worked together, they could have destroyed me quite easily, I think. But yeah, you can see the squads are finally going after Town Hall, which I can't show you the exact stats because of the UI bug there, but you can see that they do 5 damage at the minimum, 20% of the time. And it seems like it's they're only doing 5 damage, so you can see with their DPS, it's almost the damage a second per squad, and there's maybe 10-15 of them, 15-20 of them there, so they're getting that done quite well. I'm finishing off this enemy, and he's building rocket cannons and other siege units because he probably doesn't have the metal. If we go to him, oh, he's the one thing he does have is metal, but he doesn't have wood or food really, not a lot of food for an Asia. But you can see my spearmen are just wiping him out now. I should be going late medieval rather than making workers, because at this point I know that I've dealt with this guy, but I haven't been able to pay attention to my allies much, and they already have a Persia, they have other IR somewhere else, I think. Yeah, this guy's almost Russia, so at this point it'll be me against the whole map soon, after I manage to... Yeah, there we go, he quit. Now I'm just trying to clear out his base as much as possible so I can get in here and use up his resources, defeat all the buildings and such, destroy towers. I really like this new mechanic where buildings decay after someone dies. It really helps with not over cluttering the map. You know, if someone dies, you just snipe the town hall, for example. You still have to get around all their towers and stuff to get to the front line. I don't know if walls should decay as well. Maybe walls should decay, but at half the speed, because you know, if you've got 1 or 2 people building walls around the whole map, and one of them gets sniped, the walls are just going to become useless soon. So it might be better for them to change that a little bit, but I don't think it's a really big problem. You can see here I'm trying to move my armies back now, get ready to push out and do some other attacks, try to clear up this area in the north, building up some towers, rebuilding my barracks. I should really start going late medieval now. I know my wood economy is not brilliant, but I really need to. My allies also are not doing too well. We've got almost an Austro-Hungary. We've got Abstract. I'll take that back. They're doing okay. But here we go. We've got the Guardians of the Sands. We've got rocket cannons, and we've got Ashigaru here. And you see this is the point I made before. He's built all these walls and stuff, but the rocket cannons fired a few shots here and that's it. They're in. I suppose these Guardians of the Sands are actually doing quite well. Maybe I was a bit too harsh on them in my Persia review video. They're doing quite well. You can see that they had 80 damage a second against those militiamen, so they're not awful. You can see 73 damage per second. I think en masse they're quite good, maybe. I don't know, I haven't played Persia yet. I do try play Persia here, but you'll see how that turns out. See, I'm trying to wall off again, just to stop any horse rushes getting in. You can see there's a gap here now, because I finished this wood line off. And here, just hit medieval, late medieval. He's probably going to quit. If he doesn't, he's dead because, well, we've got the Guardians of the Sands and rocket cannons now. So his town hall's just going to get whittled down along with the samurai. If this abstract player managed to spam machine gun towers, he would have been fine here probably, because there's not really anything that can deal with them other than their rocket cannons, and they don't do enough damage to deal with them quickly. So all this infantry and the Guardians of the Sands would have died. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Speed it up a little bit, because at this point it's mostly just, yeah, this guy dying. This guy over here is really hurt. You can see his town hall's below half health as well, not repaired. And our enemies are getting more and more industrial players now. You've got India, you've got Persia, you've got the sea gardens going up, which is really good. The use of them is amazing here. You can probably a little bit further out maybe, but they're just amazing for, I was out obviously floating my houses. See, now I'm also getting loads of resources from my enemies, who unfortunately were playing Farming Simulator towards the end there. Like, you can see he's not even building any defences or anything to attack with. There's only 2 players really. You can see here you've got, yeah, look how many resources that guy had, and he didn't do anything with them unfortunately. And that's after tax as well. But now they're all going up to me to attack me, and I'm only just trying to start building my defences. I start setting up cannons to get, set up 4 melting houses, that's the one. And now it's a 1v6. And all I've got is Azaps, melting houses, I'm setting up towers, balloon towers. I should have built more ballistas, to be honest. There was more I could have done here, but to be honest, there's you can see all the units moving on the map. See, one armoured car gets in, gets one hit from the ballista and almost dies actually. That was really impressive from the ballista. You see here that obviously my Azaps are unable to hold against European pikemen. I get my Janissaries as well. This single armoured car is doing so much damage. Yeah, and you can see that I have to run my workers back already. The cannons are just coming out at a really bad time because the front lines died already. It's just really unfortunate. I could have done more, but I really don't think there's much I could have done to stop this. If I'd gotten Persia earlier, I would have started spamming the Guardians of the Sands, but unfortunately I was a bit late on late medieval, like I said previously. You can see actually I do try and make some attack ships, because I know that there's 1, 2, 3 players I can destroy from the coast, and there's only 2 players who I can't, so I was hoping to hold the enemy off on land and defeat them in the sea, but you can see that did not really work out. I could have survived long enough to actually kill them if they didn't have the Thunder of the Sands already. But I do manage to get Persia, which increases the town hall to industrial. You can see I'm sending more ships over, but it's just too late. Very unfortunate. See, these ships are about halfway to their target, and I could have killed him easily. He doesn't have any machine gun towers, doesn't have any boats, nothing. He doesn't know I'm heading this way. But because of the Thunder of the Sands, it just means that I get destroyed on the way. And that's the end of the game. Quite an interesting match, I think. The 1v1 at the start with the other guy trying his best with the axeman and then dying, and then quitting, and the rest of the team being unable to destroy the enemies, meaning that they just mass. You can see all the lines of units moving up towards me. You can see the different colours. There's quite a few. It's like, I think all 6 players have units here. But yeah, I think it was quite a good match. Quite a short one, to be honest. And thank you very much for watching. So thank you everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.